The Karun High Council gathered in their obsidian chamber, shadows stretching across the dome where a projection of the galaxy shimmered. Countless empires rose and crumbled across the Orion Arm, yet tonight the councilors whispered about something far older than any throne. Humans, children's myths. Chancellor Velrith rasped, his mandibles trembling as he tried to dismiss the rumors. Predators in old tales, a vanished bipedal species supposed destroyers of suns. Legends only, meant to frighten hatchlings. But Admiral Threx, hardened by centuries of campaigns, stood apart. His scouts had intercepted transmissions pulsing across subspace, encrypted signals woven not with words but with rhythm. With music they are not gone, Threx said. His 4 eyes glimmered in the dark. They are returning. And they come in war. The return, the void trembled. From the darkness of the Perseus fringe emerged titanic shapes, armored warships older than most living empires, restored and reforged for vengeance. Their hulls bore scars from forgotten battles, yet they moved with terrifying precision. The fleet did not hide. They sang. Every vessel resonated across subspace, engines tuned to harmonize. What should have been silent drives instead thundered like a cosmic choir, vibrating through comms, sensors, even bone. It was not a fleet. It was an orchestra of defiance. At the center loomed the flagship Aegis Eternal, 10 kilometers of steel and fury. Its prow carried a single engraved word, ancient Terran standard etched in defiance: humanity. On the bridge, Captain Elias Kale stood tall. His uniform was plain, his voice iron. Generations in exile, he said, eyes fixed on the stars. Generations whispered that we were gone. Now the galaxy will learn we were never finished. His crew, descendants of scattered colonies, refugees from the fall of Sol, straightened at his words. Every one of them had grown up hearing stories of Earth as a memory, of humanity as a ghost. Today they were the memory given flesh. Bring us into formation, Kale ordered. The war song begins. First strike, the Dominion fortress world Catharos had never fallen. 100 orbital platforms ringed its skies, bristling with beam arrays and gravitic lances. Commanders laughed when sensors picked up the approaching Terran fleet. A single species dares challenge the Dominion? Sneered Strategos Veclor. Erase them. The Dominion's fleet spread like a net. Thousands of ships, cold, efficient, overwhelming. Kale's lips curved into a grim smile. Engage. The void exploded. Human warships fought with a brutality unseen for millennia. Where Dominion vessels fired elegant particle beams, Terran ships hurled tungsten slugs at relativistic speed, each strike tearing through shields as if they were mist. Missiles bloomed like newborn suns, saturating defenses until orbital platforms crumbled. And always, the song. Subspace thundered as the human fleet resonated in unison, a frequency so loud it shattered enemy comms. Dominion formations faltered, their orders lost in the roar. To them it sounded like a storm, a primal howl, a war choir that drowned thought itself. Hours later, Catharos burned. Billions watched in disbelief as Dominion fortresses cracked apart. For the first time in 10,000 years, the Dominion, undisputed master of the Orion Arm, tasted fear. Legends stir across the galaxy. Whispers spread like wildfire. The humans are real. The humans have returned. Ancient archives were unearthed. Records of empires destroyed by a species too stubborn to die, too savage to submit. Some called them monsters, others saviors. The Viari archive spoke of human soldiers turning hopeless battles into victories by sheer rage. The Selnari elders recalled humans who bled for allies when all others abandoned them. Every myth, every story, true or not, flared to life. And through it all, the subspace resonance continued. With each Terran victory, the song grew louder, echoing through star systems light years away. Myths had become flesh. Flesh had become fire. Liberation, but humanity's war was not conquest. On Catharos, after the fortresses fell, human marines stormed prison complexes. Their armor was scarred, their weapons primitive compared to Dominion elegance, but they moved with purpose. Chains fell. Billions of slaves, Viari, Troon, even Karun deserters, stared at their liberators. Most had never seen a human. Some wept at the sight. One elder reached out with trembling hands as Captain Kale removed his helmet. His weathered human face met her wide alien eyes. "We thought you were stories," she whispered. Kale's reply was soft, but it cut like steel. "Stories are what survive when truth is buried. But now we are the truth, the trap the Dominion rallied." Tens of thousands of ships gathered in the Antares expanse, forming a net so vast no prey could escape. Strategos Veclor swore he would end the myth once and for all. "By logic, they cannot win," the Strategos declared. "Their numbers are too few. Their technology is crude. The galaxy will see them extinguished." Kale's fleet entered the trap willingly. When the jaws closed, humanity answered with defiance. Every Terran ship bled its engines into resonance. Subspace howled. Dominion comms shattered. Targeting arrays scrambled by the roar. Fleets broke formation. Captains screaming as human war songs invaded their very minds. Then the Terrans struck. Fighters dove in suicidal maneuvers, dancing through impossible gaps. Cruisers sacrificed themselves to ram enemy dreadnoughts, tearing them apart in nuclear fire. Capital ships unleashed mass-driver broadsides that cracked carriers open like eggs. Humanity bled, but humanity did not retreat. Every loss fueled their fury. Every death became another voice in the choir. When dawn broke over Antares, Dominion wreckage drifted like a graveyard of arrogance. Against logic, against numbers, against inevitability, the humans had prevailed. Fear and awe. The Karun High Council convened again, silence choking the chamber. The galaxy itself seemed to tremble. Chancellor Velrith's mandibles clacked nervously. Why do they fight so? Why not submit as all others did before the Dominion? Admiral Threx's voice was cold, certain. Because they are human, and humans do not submit. The war song the Aegis Eternal sailed forward, its fleet larger now, bolstered by freed allies who chose to fight under the Terran banner. Every liberated world added voices to the war song. The resonance grew deeper, a symphony of defiance that echoed through the void. No longer only humans, it was the song of the enslaved, the broken, the forgotten. Humanity had given them courage. On one world, children painted the human word freedom across their homes. On another, soldiers of alien races swore their oaths in Terran standard. Kyle knew what it meant. Humanity was more than a species now. Humanity was an idea. Destiny, the Dominion faltered. Civilizations that once cowered began to rise. Some whispered of rebellion. Some prayed, and always the war song grew louder. On the bridge of the Aegis Eternal, Kale looked out into the starfields. His fleet stretched behind him 1,000 strong, with more joining every day. He spoke not just to his crew, but to the galaxy. You tried to erase us. You buried us in legend. But humanity endures. We are not myth. We are not forgotten. We are the storm at your gates. We are the fire in the void, and we have returned. The choir of warships resonated in answer. The void no longer belonged to silence. It belonged to the war song of humankind, and the galaxy would never be the same again.